Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another trade review here. We got Austin Hayes going to the Phillies. It's a straight MLB player for MLB players deal. It was Austin Hayes for Sir Anthony Dominguez and Christian Pache. Um, Across the board, these are three players that have underachieved this year,
Hmm.
and it looks like both teams are betting on new team maybe. They'll have some better luck. So, what's your initial reaction to this before we jump into how these players fit each team here?
Yeah, you don't often see a trade that involves major leaguers for major leaguers, right? It's usually major leaguers for prospects. But this is the trade I think that will help both teams. I think Austin Hayes' production really hurt when they pushed the fences back in left field in Baltimore. And obviously Sir Anthony Dominguez has had some closing opportunities and Phillies kind of faltered a little bit. Um, Baltimore needs some closing help. Obviously, the big man went down with Tommy John, right? They went from having that ninth inning on lockdown to kind of going closer by committee. They brought in Kimbrel this year on a 1 year deal. Um, I'm blanking right now. Who's their setup guy right now? A hard throwing righty. I'm on
I mean,
Baltimore.
Alvarado. Oh, Baltimore. Baltimore's got um,
Hmm.
Cano. Cano.
Cano, that's right. Yeah, Yennier Cano. So now they just had another hard throwing guy to that back end of the bullpen. He's got some closing experience. So and obviously Christian Pache once was a top prospect. Now we were talking off the record. This is his fourth team now, and I think he's 24. So it's kind of last kick at the can for him. I mean, it's kind of you got to figure it out now, or you don't really know what's going to be. But I think Austin Hayes' production is going to tick up a little bit at Citizens Bank Park. It's a nice hitters friendly park for him, and I think it's going to be a good trade for both sides.
Yeah, let's jump into that Phillies roster before we get to the O's. They do have Austin Hayes sitting on the bench. As you pointed out earlier, off the record, probably going to be a platoon with Brandon Marsh, if we had to assume here.
Yeah.
Um, I think that would be a nice little platoon. It
Hmm.
looks like they're not going to go with that full time outfielder. They could have got a full time outfielder, pushed Rojas to the bench. I
Hmm.
mean, he's having a decent season. I mean, he's stolen 17 bags, but power production hasn't really been there. But neither has it been for Austin Hayes either.
Yeah.
So, big down year, like we said in the opening. Uh, but against the lefty, you're looking at everything that's sitting right here, uh, plus an Austin Hayes. I mean, they should mash some lefties. So
Hmm.
it's a good fit. Definitely in a platoon role. I believe he still has quite some control as well, so he'll be there for a while. And yeah, all in all, I think it's a pretty good fit. And plus, it seemed like Austin Hayes was kind of taking a back seat in Baltimore also. I
Well,
mean, he
yeah,
was a
and
starter there for a long time,
right.
and all those kids came up, and the opportunity kind of dwindled away.
Right. And he comes to an organization now where he doesn't even have to be the guy. Like it's loaded with talent, right? You got Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Real Moto, Castellanos. Like Castellanos is sitting seven in this lineup. They're ridiculously deep. It's just insane lineup, and against the lefty, it just gets lengthened even longer.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go check out the O's before we get out of here. Um, we did just do a Zach Eflin uh, trade video as well. So if you're an O's fan watching this, go ahead and go over there and check that out. But yeah, I mean, they got Christian Pache on the bench here. He's done pretty much nothing up until this point. He's batting 202. He's 25, almost 26. He's on his fourth team.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's not even on the O's by the end of the week
Yeah.
with the trade deadline and they get somebody else.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have guys sitting in the minor leagues as well. I I wouldn't be surprised if Pache ended up getting DFA'd or flipped in a different deal.
Hmm.
But as we come down, they did this for Sir Anthony Dominguez. It was really
Yep.
Hayes for Dominguez and Pache getting thrown in there. Fits right in. They do need some bullpen help. It hasn't been great back there this year. Jacob Webb's been solid. Cano's been solid. And Kimbrel, for what it's worth, he has 23 saves at 292. So
Yep.
He has blown some games. He's been shaky at times, but ultimately, I think adding another guy that has what are you doing? Yeah, 3.78 and 50 innings pitched.
Hmm.
The strikeouts are down this year though. He's got 40 strikeouts and 36 innings pitched. I mean, he's not really blowing it past too many guys.
Yep.
But I think it's a good deal. I,
Hmm.
I I think it's one of those where you are switching some scenery and seeing if you can get lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to add too. It's a good move for both sides, and it's gonna be interesting to see how much Hayes production goes up at Citizens Bank Park.
Yep. Alrighty, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. Make sure you're checking out all of these trade recaps, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.